What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the Collingwood Fremantle game and the amazing work that we did. Let's get into it. So on Sunday afternoon, Collingwood travelled to Fremantle, they travelled to Perth to take on Fremantle in a torrential, rained out Optus Stadium. And we just saw the best parts of Collingwood and what Craig McRae and the coaches have been working towards all season. Yes, it was in the rain, so it's a whole sort of different ball game than a sunny, Saturday afternoon at the MCG. But this was just an amazing, amazing watch, and you could just see from the start of the game that the guys were just there to play and to win and to attack and to show the Collingwood fans, to show us that, last week against the Doggies and the week before that, that wasn't the game plan, that wasn't us. This is the real us, and it was goddamn exciting to watch. So, like I said, coming into this game, we got smashed by the Doggies. We know what happened. First quarter, we got 6 goals kicked on us. We go over to Perth to take on Fremantle, who have been top 3 or top 4 for the entirety of the season, and it was going to be a big challenge. Rain, hail, or shine, it was going to be a big challenge. But we went there and we really stuck it up them. In the first quarter, we both kicked 2 goals too. Okay, couple of contentious Fremantle free kicks. I think at the end of the first quarter, it was like 10 free kicks to 2 or something ridiculous like that. Kept them goalless in the second, and they only kicked 6 goals for the entire match. So our defence was just taken to another level. Darcy Moore, 15 intercept possessions, 15 1%ers, 15 spoils, 8 marks, a couple of contested ones, and he just looked every bit, the player that we know he is. He's had a couple of down weeks, having to play on Tom Lynch, then having to play on Norton and stuff like that. He was back to his best. I think Nathan Murphy really helped him out. Murphy coming into that side. Murphy coming into that side after being out for so long. It's just a breath of fresh air. I love everything that Nathan Murphy does. This video might just be me telling you about every single player that I love in this game. Because look, to be honest, there wasn't a lot to dislike, if anything, to dislike. Okay, Mason Cox going down with that finger injury probably looks, what's up with Collingwood and finger injuries? It always friggin' happens to us. What was it? De Goey did one. Mason Cox now. I think Ruth McGuinness did one. And there was probably a couple. Scott Pennery, didn't he break his thumb or something like that? Or am I just making that up? So, look, that was to dislike. I thought Cox was going to, solidify himself in the ruck against Darcy. But it worked out. Ollie Henry kicks 4 goals, the most goals kicked by a medical substitute. And he goes from, 0-4 last week, or 1-4 last week, and 1-4, to 4 goals straight this week. And just clunking marks, absolutely just clunking marks. This was going to do a hell of a lot for his confidence. Not only did certain players shine, Jack Crisp had another good game, Lipinski, Johnny Noble and stuff, we hit this Fremantle side like they haven't been hit all season. First off, that was the most points Fremantle has conceded at home, so that's amazing by us. Secondly, nearly 90 tackles in a game. Nearly 90 tackles in a wet, hard-fought game. And just our pressure, we had 35 forward half intercepts, so our forwards and our mids pushing up were just really working their asses off. And if you just watch that game, the game plan, it obviously has to tweak because it's wet weather and stuff like that. And it wasn't a get it forward at all costs, but if you can, great. If you can hit up a target, even better. But you could just see that, kicking it off the ground, trying to get it forward. And when Fremantle were getting it, they were kind of like trying to hit those sort of little passes in the middle, little passes here and stuff like that. So our pressure had to be on, and it was. It was probably the best pressure I've seen Collingwood apply for the last couple of weeks. I can't remember the last time we did this season. But, we're trying to be known for that, I feel, anyway. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. We're trying to be known for that sort of pressure, that pressure game. So that was by far the most tackles we've had all season. I can't remember the last time we've had a tackle count over or up to 90 tackles, which is That's a lot of players, getting tackled, and it's a lot of players doing the tackling. No surprise, it was led by Taylor Adams and Scott Pendlebury with 9 tackles each. Darcy Cameron, the ruckman, having 8 tackles. Tyler Brown, 6 tackles, and, the list goes on and on. And you can see that our ins does a lot for us. Jamie Elliott coming back in really helps our forward structure. Like he didn't kick a goal, but he's always leading. He's always got those patterns. He's always a reliable mark. He's always a reliable kick as well. Nearly took mark of the year as well. So he really helps us. Ginnivan, of course, people who don't follow Collingwood hate Ginnivan, and I get it, because if he didn't play for Collingwood, he's an absolute pest, and I would hate him too. But thankfully, he does play for the Pies, and I absolutely love him. Love the way he goes about it. He helps us as well. He provides that spark. He provides that excitement, that Didac-like energy, and I've said that before as well. Mason Cox coming in, yes, stuffed us up a little bit, but super sub Ollie Henry comes in as well. Scott Pendlebury, what can you say about Scott? He played midfield for that pretty much that entire game. When the game needed to be won, he was there. Like I said, 9 tackles, 16 disposals, 3 clearances. When the game was on the line, Scott was our man. And if you're looking on paper, Fremantle had a lot of the ball because they were trying, like I said earlier, they were trying that chip pass mark, ball retention sort of possession game, and that just doesn't work in the wet. Ours was just kick it long, kick it as far as you get into the forward line, try and get something. Crummers bring it, they got it to the ground. The forwards bring it down. We had 60 inside 50s compared to their 46. So when we were getting it up there, at least we were creating contests. We only converted at about 35%. So not ideal, but when it's in the wet like that, you want to get it in there at least to give your forwards the best chance, and that's what we were doing. Hitouts again. I think Darcy Cameron hitouts we know is a stupid little stat, but I think that was probably Darcy Cameron's one of his best games for the Pies. Amazing as a ruckman. Yes, we still miss Brodie Grundy because we do miss the versatility of Cameron really going up forward, but Darcy lost the hitouts by 25, yet we still won clearances by 2, and we tied on centre clearances at 10 all. So that means that our midfielders now are smarter. Bolton is just doing numbers on these midfielders where they're actually sharking the opposition's ruck taps, and you can see that evidence throughout the game as well. So what Brodie Grundy, or what teams do to Brodie Grundy, we are now doing to teams, and don't you absolutely love it? There just wasn't anything to hate about this game. Johnny Noble played another great game. He was flying under the radar. I was one of those guys that really, rated him-ish, but I thought he did a lot of stupid things, but another good game. Those 3 1%, it was the tackle, it was the smother, then it was that spoil, all in like a minute and a half of football. Just incredible. Everything about this team, and especially that game, was just fun to watch, and it got me excited. It got me excited for that Collingwood brand that Craig's brought in. The Bulldogs game, Craig McRae came out and said, we want our fans to be proud of the way we play. We weren't even proud of the way we played against the Doggies. So they feel it too. And this was a great response going up against a top 3 team and showing that we can play football in the wet. Now imagine we played like that in, a dry game. We're in good hands. We're in good hands. Look, we might not make the finals this year, whatever. We're in good hands, and I'm very, very excited. And even during losses, I'm still maybe not as excited, but I'm still excited. What does this mean now? Oh, it means that we have set up a tantalising, mouth-watering game against the goddamn Blues on Sunday. So, Carlton, I will talk about this in the preview and a couple of other things I'm doing. But Carlton, a top 4 team now. It makes me sick saying that, but they are a top 4 team. So they've got everything to lose. We're going in there as just another game. It's not. Look, let me rephrase. It's not just another game. It's never another game against Carlton. But Carlton are one of the better teams this season, and we're going to see how we could compete. What we did to Fremantle, we saw that we can do it in the wet. Can we do it against Carlton at the MCG in front of 85,000 people, possibly? It is going to be an interesting game. I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But for now, that Fremantle game, the Pies just exceeded expectations, and I loved every second of it. But let me know your thoughts down below. What did you love about the Fremantle game? Was there any things that I missed? Any players that I missed? Was there anything that you didn't like about that Fremantle game? Let me know down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.